Hey guys, so we have part 2 to the 5th year anniversary over on Global Dokkan live right now. It came out last night. This video is going up on, I think, it'll go up on the 20th of July. So we have this announcement in the news for the top legendary summon banner for Broly and Rose Goku Black. And I've got tons of comments saying, should I summon on this banner or should I save? What should I do? So we're going to take a look at the banner itself, what it was on JP. And I'm going to give you guys my advice as to whether or not you should summon or you should save. Now, before we get into this, there's one sort of like thing I want to just mention real quick, and there's like this stigma that legendary summon banners are automatically bad, right? That's just like the preconceived concept going into this. A lot of times that is the case, but I feel like when you have 2 featured LRs on this banner, it's actually not that bad of a banner. When we take a look at the featured units here, we have Broly. Obviously, both the new LRs are going to be insanely good. Glossu is really, really good. I use him on like literally almost every single team that he's viable on. I use him. Paragus and Broly still a really good unit. This Wrathful Broly is one of the better, just normal banner units in the game. This Vegeta is okay. This Goku is pretty good. This Zamasu is eh. This Zamasu is pretty bad. This Whis is pretty bad. This Beerus is pretty good from his EZA. And then this Whis is pretty bad. So I would say about half of these guys, excluding the LRs, are like useful in some way, with some of them, like these 3, being actually fairly good. So with that said, this banner is not bad. So I don't want anybody to come out of this video thinking that I'm calling this banner bad, because it's actually, for a legendary summon banner, generally these are like terribly bad. This one's not bad at all. 12 featured units is the typical amount of featured units we see on a legendary banner, but instead of there being just 1 LR on this one, obviously we have 2. So your chances of pulling an LR, let's say you get a guaranteed featured unit animation, typically you have like a 1 out of 12 chance of pulling an LR. Well, now you have a 1 out of 6 chance. So that's fairly good. So the banner itself is not the worst, but here's where things come into play. And before we get into that as well, I just want to say, obviously Goku Black Rose is like a fan favorite, right? And the same thing with Broly, but not this form of Broly, really. I mean, it's the Broly trio, right? This guy Dokkan awakens into, let's see if we can get to it, the Broly, Chilai, and Lemo LR. This is the final version of this card. And then Goku Black is literally just Goku Black Rose the entire time. Just this Goku Black Rose into this one, into the LR version. So, if you're like a major fan of like, let's say you're like a Broly maniac, or you're a Goku Black like just fanatic, and you have to have Goku Black, then yeah, I would summon on this banner, because like if you really like the character, then you might as well go for it, right? But when you compare a banner like this, right, and we can close this now, we can close this as well. When you compare a banner like this to the existing Fusions banners, the LR Vegito banner and the LR Gogeta banner, the featured lineup list is like obviously night and day, with those banners being much better. Like they both have, actually no, that's wrong. This has 12 featured. The Vegito and Gogeta banners have 10 featured units each, but those banners have 3 summonable LRs each. Plus they have 3+1. Plus they have tickets. Now at the time of recording this video, there is a little bit over 4 days remaining on the 3+1 and ticket deals. So if you have not pulled at this point units that you want from those banners, I would suggest 100% continue summoning on those banners and don't worry about this banner right here. But besides just this anniversary, so this anniversary is going to end on August 10th. That is pretty much, I mean, we take a look at this banner ends August 10th. This ends August 9th, it ends August 9th, August 10th, like everything's ending August 10th around that time. So that's when part 3 of the anniversary should be over, and that's when the next campaign will begin, whatever it ends up being. I think what's going to happen is Global's going to get a filler celebration in between this banner being over and the download celebration. And the download celebration typically comes out in the end of August. So this celebration, this anniversary celebration, will end August 10th. We'll get a filler celebration. I'm thinking it'll be Kefla, because with the Kefla celebration, a lot of that stuff we actually already got on Global, like LRUI Goku, some events we already got as well. So that will be sort of a condensed version of JP's Kefla celebration. So we'll get that on Global. I would presume on August 10th, and that would be leading up into the download celebration, which should come out the end of August. I remember LR Gohan released August 29th last year, so something around there is what I'm thinking. So we'll have like a 3 to 4 week period of that, whatever celebration that is in between this one and the download celebration, and then we'll just jump right into it. So here we go. Let's take a look at the download celebration banners from last year. We have Cell and we have Gohan. So Gohan's banner, let's go ahead and take a look. Remember, this is a year ago we're talking about at this point. So Gohan, 16. I mean, 16 really didn't end up being anything special, but still a new unit, right? Transforming Vegeta, who was actually fairly recent at the time. He had come out for Saiyan Day that year, so around like 4 to 5 months old at this point. Gogeta, who was insanely good. This was the first time I believe he was back for Global. This Goku, we have Android 17. This Goku is probably the worst unit on here. Well, no, probably this Gohan, but I mean, this banner was good. It has 3+1, and it was good. Keep in mind, these banners did not have tickets, and I don't expect the download celebration banners this year to have tickets either, just because of the fact that it's, you know, the same time for Global and JP never gets those tickets. I think the reason why they don't give Global the tickets during this celebration is because of the fact that they think it would probably be unfair to JP. If Global, at the same time as JP, was getting tickets and JP wasn't getting tickets, that would just kind of be like an insane shaft for JP. So that was Gohan's banner. Cell's banner, obviously Cell. We have this new Cell Jr. We have Broly. We have Ink Goku Black, who was fairly recent. Super Buu, who was also, I think, fairly recent. Maybe? I don't remember exactly. No, he was a little bit old. He was like a year old at this point. Frieza, Goku, this Rose, and then these 3 Cells. So the banners were pretty good for the time. Now, if these banners came out now and you looked at this, they would be honestly not that great. But at the time, they were pretty good. But like, you have to take a look at these 2 banners and like try and equate what the equivalent of this lineup would be to this year. So I don't know, like, think about it. On Global, we haven't had Future Gohan return. We specifically haven't had Cooler return because they delayed Cooler's return. He was supposed to come back on the Beerus banner prior to the anniversary, and they were like, oh, we're just going to replace him with Blue Kaioken Goku. So what I'm thinking is whatever Super banner, because usually these are, you can see Super Dokkan Festival, this is Extreme Dokkan Festival. Usually they like to split up the 2 banners by Super Class and Extreme Class. What I'm betting they do is this is going to be the first banner that brings back Future Gohan, the super banner, and then the Extreme banner is probably going to be the first one that brings back Cooler. So those are 2 like dynamically good Dokkan Festival exclusives that have never returned on Global before. So keep in mind that's going to be a big draw for people, especially Cooler. I think people understand how good Future Gohan is. He's definitely very good, but he's not on the same level as Cooler, in my opinion. So I think a lot of people are going to be drawn to summon on the Extreme banner if they do, in fact, you know, if they are in fact saving Cooler for this banner here, which I think they are. So you have to keep that in mind when you're, you know, thinking, oh, should I summon on this banner or should I save? So I think my ultimate recommendation for people who are looking at this is, unless you're like a giant fan of Goku Black or a giant fan of Broly, I would probably say it's better to save for the download celebration banners. And also just keep in mind, like, this is a super hype time for the game in general, just because of the fact that same time celebrations between Global and JP, those are always like the most hype times to be playing the game. JP is getting everything for the first time alongside Global, and you know, the community's together, everyone is experiencing everything for the first time. We have you know, raid events where we have to work together with both versions to overcome obstacles. So I think that even more so than the anniversary, because the anniversary is supposed to be the big celebration, and it generally is, but I think in terms of hype across the entire community, not just Global or JP, I think in terms of like the entire community, I would say the download celebrations are probably the most hype celebrations of the year, just because, you know, everybody knows there's going to be something insanely big. There's going to be a stream before this, they're going to show off the new units for. That's what they did last year with Gohan and Cell. There was like multiple social media campaigns going on, so you can summon on this banner if you want. This is going to give you gold coins, which, in order to use gold coins, you need to have 500 of them, which means you have to spend a total of 2,500 stones on legendary summon banners. That's another downside of summoning on this banner, whereas these are both going to be red coin Dokkan Fest banners. So I feel like these coins are going to be a lot more useful to most players. But yeah, that's what I would say. Keep in mind, these are going to be a lot, these banners are going to be a lot better. The timing of this is going to line up to where everybody's having more fun with the game, in my opinion. And the units are probably just going to be cool because they're new, right? Like, these units are cool, but we already know what they do because they came out on JP back in February. So that's pretty much all I have to say about that. You can make your own decisions, but my recommendation to people who want to get the most out of their stones is to save for the download celebration banners, which inevitably should be coming at the end of August. And probably skip this banner, even though I don't think this banner is bad. Keep that in mind. I do not think this banner is a bad Legendary Summon banner. One of the better ones for sure. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next one.